Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
As those are dashing toward you, and the last one of these kith are cut down, it breaks. And it may still just kind of be dying on the ground, but it breaks this vial in its hand. And you can see this dark, kind of smoky substance start coming out of it.
Have any of us ever encountered this before?
Yeah, go ahead and roll history.
2.
You add your int.
2.
18.
11.
You've seen this, Father
Of course
Teresa.
I have.
This is night extract, or liquid night, it's called. Basically, it's about to get really dark really fast.
We're all
If
orcs,
only
don't we
we
all
had
have dark
someone who
vision?
had some kind of air power who could blow it away from us.
But you chose me instead. Hello, I'm the trickster priest.
Is it magical darkness?
It is.
None of us can see anything.
Well, how about this?
This does not... It's not pitch darkness, though. It's basically, it appears like a starlit, as if you're under a starlit sky. So it is magical darkness, but it's not complete. It's not like the spell darkness
Well,
that
this
you
should
would
set
cast.
the mood.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
So it's magical, but it makes it appear like nighttime.
Oh, okay. So then we can all still see 60
You can still
feet.
see.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So what happens with dispel magic?
Well, I can choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. And any spell 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
Okay.
So I'm going to end the teleport magic.
Why not end the darkness magic? Although we all are
Who
orcs.
cares?
Orcs have dark vision, right?
Yep.
Wote.
If you say I can't do that, that's fine.
It won't. It's not like a spell that's cast on it. It's an ability that it's using, like each time. And when you see it do it, you actually see the area around it turn to night first, and then it into the next area, and that area turns to night kind of right before it
poofs.
apports.
Oh, well then I should do something else.
Well, that was you holding your
Yeah.
action, so that's all you could do.
Oh.
You can just not cast, though, and save the spell slot.
Yes, I suppose that's what I shall do.
Okay. But it is your turn, so...
Well, so do we need to get rid of these creatures, or are we trying to get on the boat to leave?
You guys were trying to give time to the rest of the villagers to get onto the boat, and then you, if you could, were going to disengage and get out there and get on it yourselves.
How are they doing?
You think maybe another 18, 20 people are making their way across, so you think they could probably get on there within the next minute, maybe?
10 turns.
Yeah. Well, it'd be 5. Wait, no. Yeah, 10 turns.
Okay, and he's 120 feet away, and there's no one...
Well, yeah, about 100 feet away.
Is there anyone else up?
There's behind her, the person teleporting, there's 4 more skirmishers about 40 feet behind her dashing your way, too. But everybody around you is dead.
Okay. Then I will do...
A lot of flipping through the book.
Flip.
Perfect.
What would you like to do?
Wait, why?
I want to... So what's my speed? 30? And you said they're 100?
100.
I'm going to go 60.
All right, you're rushing in that direction. Okay. So you just dash 60 feet forward. Okra
Okra would like to dash after him.
dashes also 60 feet
Yes,
forward.
please.
Ahrin,
Wait, no, 50, sorry.
50. Ahrin,
I guess I'll dash. Also,
how far do you go on a dash? Or what's your
80
speed?
feet.
80. So first, Teresa takes off, hoofing
Terry.
it with the little pixies, like
Prance?
Roadrunner style, to keep up with you. Then Okra starts to look like he's going to keep pace, starts to fall back a little bit from Teresa, and then Ahrin just past everybody.
She runs a
as
lot.
Griselda's arrow then sails past Ahrin.
And doesn't hit anybody.
Okay. And lands in front as this creature does its next teleport action.
And then I run after them. Also 80.
All right. You can move 80 too?
Yep, 40 if I'm dashing.
So you're,
well, I guess that would
you
just
can't
be
dash
40.
because you shot, right?
Yep.
But
so
you almost catch up to Okra afterwards. But you all get out of the magical area of darkness that forms where you were. You can still look that way. It looks like you're basically looking into dusk from where you are.
That's trippy.
That means
you
it's
have no idea.
the one who's been teleporting, who you recognize. You call them shadow dancers with your history check.
Time to do a little dance together, don't you think?
Mike shakes his head no emphatically.
Why did we bring you, Carl?
It's father.
Yeah,
But he
so
doesn't
she
contest the name
teleports
Carl.
30 feet, then runs the rest of the distance to get within range of Ahrin, who would be in the front of the pack,
Excellent. I like that.
and makes 3 attacks with her spiked chains. The low out of the 3 is 15. Does 15 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have 3 hits. And I need you to make 3 dexterity saving throws at advantage.
Okay.
Here, take another d20.
Okay. Not good. First one is 9.
Nope.
Second one is 11.
Nope. That's at advantage? And adding your dex save?
Third one is 4. No, wait. I think I do get
You get a lot for
higher
dex save.
one for my rage. Yeah, I get advantage. That's it.
But what's your
But what's
dexterity modifier?
Because you're
And you're proficient in dex saves, right?
No, I'm
No,
not.
she's
I'm
not.
proficient in strength and
Oh.
constitution. My
Okay.
dex modifier is +1. So
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
fail, and the third one is 6, so I fail them all miserably.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Our god might die.
First you take the piercing damage from the chain attacks. This is all going to be halved.
This is a bummer for me.
But who will we worship?
Me!
33.
Do you guys know it's me yet?
33
No.
halved, so 16 points of piercing damage. You are restrained by one of the chains.
I rolled so bad.
Oh, she can only do one, no matter how many times she hits, she can only hit you with one of these extra effects. So despite you didn't have to make 3 saves, so you basically just failed 1. But the chain wraps around you, and as she does it, you can see shadow come out of the chain, and when you breathe it in, you take necrotic damage.
Oof. Father
25 points
Clint,
of
I'm calling-
necrotic
I'm
damage.
not calling you that name.
I'm sorry, what?
Terry.
25 points of necrotic damage.
Cool, I'm down to 20.
And then she releases the chain back, and pulls it back as if getting ready for the next
I just
attack.
rolled so bad.
And the ones who are 140 feet away dash 60. Well, they were 140 feet from where you were. So they can move 80. They can get to where you are now, but they can't make an attack because they've dashed. So basically, you've got
Through the snow.
them starting to come around in like a semicircle, trying to surround Ahrin.
Just when I was starting to feel cool.
Back to the top of the order with Teresa.
I'm going to run up.
Carl.
Yeah, you're 20 feet from the group for the most part.
Exactly. I'll run up directly
Your
to...
spiritual weapon is way back, though, because it's slow.
Oh, well,
But
I'm
you still have your peeps.
Right. I call my spiritual weapon as
Can I look at the thing to see? I don't know if you know the spell. Do you have it open for your
can get it.
spirit guardians?
It's 10 minutes with concentration.
Yeah, but I
Spiritual
don't know if
weapon,
they
movements.
no spirit guardians.
Sorry.
I don't know if they move or if they start where you are and they stay there. Because I have the feeling they're not supposed to move with you. Even though that's how they've been killing everything. Spirit guardians. They flit around you for 15 feet.
Yes, my friends
Hey.
love me.
No, that's all good. They
Now,
are
can I cast
kicking
double
ass.
spirit guardians? Is the
No,
question.
because it's concentration.
You can't cast 2 concentration spells.
But you can run up. They're only 20 feet away, 25 feet, maybe for the ones in the semicircle.
Yes.
So they all need to make.
Wisdom saving throws.
All right, I'll do one for the. No. The Shadow Dancer 16.
No.
And the other 6.
No. They will all take 11 points of damage.
Wow.
And keep me closer, Shadow Dancer. I am going to...
No. No. No.
He can't even finish what he was going to say.
He calls his own joke stupid.
So your little fairy creatures in front of you go up, pummel these poor skirmishers. Don't seem to do too much to the Shadow Dancer, but definitely are landing blows.
And now I'm picturing them singing that song in a chorus around him.
They are.
Absolutely are.
They're all singing, "Hold me close, you Shadow Dancer."
And I will do...
Can we go back home yet?
I'm going to do... You know what? I'm going to stab with my dagger at the Shadow Dancer.
Okay.
1d4 damage.
Yeah.
Not
But,
like I do much more.
as a bonus action, a priest can...
You've used your bonus action.
How?
Oh, I guess you didn't to summon those guys. I was thinking on your turns with the spiritual weapon, it takes your bonus action. Your little dudes don't.
Yeah.
So you haven't.
So I'm going to do my bonus action and expend a...
Infuse the weapon?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll just do a first level spell.
Who's your god or goddess that you picked?
Lyria.
And what is
Lyra,
she?
The goddess of illusion.
Okay.
Followers have a knack for spotting illusions and tend to examine their world in more detail.
Okay. Make a weapon attack.
That is a 9.
No. So what you do is you reach the dagger out and your arm splits into 2, an illusory arm and a regular arm. You go to stab the dancer, but she's not fooled by the illusion and she pulls up and blocks the right one. But
Smart cookie.
does use your spell slot.
But does it wait until the next time I hit, or is that spell slot gone?
For paladins it does. I don't know about...
The benefit lasts until the end of the turn.
No. Okay. Unless you get to make an opportunity attack. All right. Okra.
Okra would like to run into the fray. The group, not the Shadow Dancer, but the group of others, and
I
attempt
thought you
to...
were going to say the group of musicians.
Do they sound musical?
Well, you can't hear them over the little fey red-capped creatures singing
Oh.
Shadow Dancer.
Okra will still attempt to punch one.
Okay. They're not as close to each other, so there's like 2 might be in range. No?
Swing and a miss.
So, Okra, in the
Would you like to switch
in the
airbenders?
excitement of seeing his goddess Ahrin show
Oh, he
up to this
recognized her.
fight,
Does he recognize me now?
Do I have to roll for that?
No, this is who you've heard about, and this is if this is who you're saying you were serving.
Get
you
your head in
definitely
the
think it's
game,
her.
man!
I'm sorry.
You're just like too starstruck, and you're trying too hard to impress her.
Like
and
I'm trying to hit this guy, but I'm actually just like looking over.
Is she
in awe.
is she looking at me? Is she going to see me hit this guy? She saw me
No,
miss this
she's
guy.
not.
Damn it!
Come on, Okra, get it together.
And now it is Ahrin's turn.
Okay. But also, to be fair, he did just watch me take 40 points of damage in one turn. So.
Yeah.
If I took 40 points of damage in one turn, I'd be dead. That's still impressive.
Okay, well, if anyone has any healing spells, now would be the time to use them. But-
Perhaps the cleric does.
Or you could just keep doing Elton John references, whichever pleases you more.
Well, if you're not
one
getting healed.
pleases me a lot more than the other.
Okay, so
Jesus.
I'm within axe distance, right?
Yeah, you're. Or you could be if you're not.
I'm my speed is 40.
Yeah, she stepped up to within chain distance, which was 10 feet. So you just step forward, you would be, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to axe.
All right.
You're going to ask what?
14?
Nope. She dodges out of the way, and you get some of that basically night start forming around her as she does so.
Okra
Okay.
feels slightly better
Is
about missing.
she gone, or can I attack her again?
Still
with
there.
my second attack. What?
She's still there. She just kind of
Okay.
in place.
Okay,
to
I
duck.
wanna attack her with my second attack also.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd rather do an unarmed attack so I can try to grapple her.
Okay. Yeah, so you can roll an athletics check at advantage. I got an 18 on the contest.
I got a 20.
Yeah. You grapple her.
Cool.
I think for your brawler thing, you can still like punch or something when you grapple, can't you?
I have a lot of things.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
And I'm not,
I don't know what Tavern Brawler does,
I
but
have-
it does something.
I don't know where my Tavern Brawler information is because I don't see it on here anywhere. Oh no, here it is. It says when I
This stream of consciousness is great.
am I doing stream of okay.
She does that at home too.
It's awesome.
Okay, so I'm about to put
When I-
1 cup of flour, now 2 cups of
Okay,
flour.
but if I don't-
and then I'm going to put
if I
some baking
don't
soda,
count-
and now I'm
If
going.
I don't count it out and say it aloud, I will forget what I've already done.
I said I'm enjoying the stream of consciousness. You do you, homie.
Okay. When I hit a creature with an unarmed strike, then I can grapple. So now that I've grappled, I can if I'm doing my ferocity thing, what's it called?
Yeah, you could say you went into a fury when she struck
I-
you for 40-something damage
Yeah,
if you
that
want.
seems fair. I
Yeah.
went into a fury when she struck me for 41 points of damage.
I would.
And I have them somewhere else. Shuffle. I don't know.
P.S. Denoiser does nothing for this sound.
Oh, that's mine.
I'm feeling very organized right now.
Me too.
Here we go. Wait, no, that's only half of it. No, let go.
Jesus.
Ahrin has an unbound book for a barbarian.
Okay, I got it.
Merry Christmas.
And she hands me a binder. Okay, Path of Fury. So now I just have to
Introduction.
Page
find...
Path
one.
of Fury is the
It
path
was
of
the best of
barbarians who are looking
times. It was the worst of times.
Now I lost the page where I wrote down which exploits I took.
Oh,
Okay, I got it.
you back into my
Okay. These
next page.
aren't in alphabetical order.
Boy, and I was worried about getting confused with Zev because I have like 3 different curses.
I can use a bonus action. Okay, with my exploits, I can use a bonus action to expend one ferocity die to bash it into another creature within 5 feet,
Not me.
and that automatically hits. Or I can bite it.
Well,
Also
that's
known as-
your call.
Mike Tyson.
I want the feat where you bash it into another plane of existence.
There's definitely the ones are the two in the semicircle would probably be close enough to do that too, or you could bite.
Okay, I'm gonna bash it
All right.
because another creature within 5 feet. So the bash automatically hits and deals damage to both creatures equal to the number you roll on your ferocity die plus your strength modifier. Is that including my proficiency bonus for strength? No, just the strength modifier. Okay. That's 8.
So they both take 8.
Yes,
Okay. Poof.
and I've used one of my ferocity die.
Yep.
Ferocity. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard
ferocity.
I heard
dice.
Frosty the first time. I was just like, I'm
What, I
going with
frosty,
this.
frosty die.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I keep hearing Frosty 5.
you pummel the shadow dancer into one of the skirmishers, and the spikes on the chains rip open the abdominal cavity of the skirmisher, who's bleeding like very
Punched him
badly.
so hard his friend died.
Didn't fall over yet, but has a big gash of blood, almost not quite eviscerated.
And I
but
want to continue
looks
to
close.
grapple the. I want to keep a hold on her.
Okay, yeah, I think you can do that. So she is grappled. All right, next,
like-
Griselda.
It's like
How
one of
far
those
back
Jackie
is-
Chan movies where he's using the other guy, the bad guy, to beat up the other bad guy.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
yeah.
You were, I'd say
Are
you're
we in-
about 35 feet from this now, because the other ones have moved in this direction too.
I'm gonna run up and attempt to sneak attack her grapple target person thing.
What? The person I'm holding?
Yes.
I'm
And
not
stab it in the back.
I think you
No.
could try to shoot at one of them, maybe, but I don't think you're going to be able to get into melee with it.
Why not?
having dashed. How far can you move?
40.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So the shadow dancer or the one it bumped into whose guts are starting to spill?
No, I guess that one.
Okay.
Nat 20.
It's very, very dead.
So which one are you hitting?
The eviscerated one.
Okay.
That is now completely eviscerated.
It's dead. All right. Yeah.
Splash damage?
From its
Probably
guts
not
splashing
sneak attack.
around.
Threw its back into its friend.
Well, yeah, they are right next to each other.
I was just making a joke.
Go ahead and roll your damage, and half of what's over what would have killed this thing is going to go through into the other one's stomach. So you had a sneak attack. That means however many dice you roll, which is a ton, you roll twice as many. So how many d6s do you need? Usually you need 4, right? So 8. Here's 8.
I had 8. Well, I have 2.
2 is not the same as 8.
Well, I'm keeping the 5, so purple, you can go over there. And I'm keeping that 6 that I rolled, so you can go.
No, you can't keep some dice.
I already rolled it, though.
She already rolled
She
2.
already
She's
rolled
keeping
two
the
of
2
it.
that she
Keeping
already
both?
rolled.
I'm keeping the 2 damage ones that I already rolled.
Okay.
Before you said, oh, wait, you get to
I
do
thought
this.
you were
Rolling.
just keeping one of the 2 you rolled.
No. 6, 6, 5, 2, 2, 3.
Wow.
6, 6, 12, 12, 5, 17, 2.
That's 10, 12,
24.
14, 24, plus 11.
35.
35 plus
35.
36, 37, 38.
38 halved.
Well, 35 halved, because the thing had 3
Oh.
health left. So
I
35
had 3 health left.
is
17.
17. Yeah, so this thing's eviscerated. You stab right where it's already kind of cut open, and you go in up to your shoulder, through the back of the thing, and into the shadow dancer kidney in the back,
That was very orc. That was
dealing
awesome.
17 points of damage to her. Wow. Okay, good turn.
Am I still holding her?
Yeah, she's grappled right now, and it's her turn. That means
Wisdom
grappled,
save is
grappled.
coming.
Grappled speed becomes 0. It can still attack. Okay. Wisdom save.
Yes, please.
That's pretty good. 17.
No,
Not
it's an
good enough.
18.
Okay.
You're so manically
You
happy.
take 10 points of damage from my little boys.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. Okay. And then it's her turn. What is she going to do?
It's not a very orcish cadence.
She's going to first make an attack against...
He's a little off.
Wow, she's really surrounded. I think she's going to make an attack at...
Coral was dropped on his head.
She gets 3, so 1 at you and all the little creatures around you as she tries to sweep you with the chain.
Hit me with your best shot.
9.
Fire away.
Ahrin, 15 at Ahrin,
15, yes.
and enough, 19 at Griselda. All right, Ahrin, you take...
Me?
12 points of piercing damage.
Again, if anyone wanted
Halved
to heal
to
me,
6. That gets halved to 6.
now would be a good time.
Griselda,
Cleric.
you take
He's a priest.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a dexterity save. As she felt... Basically, when you stabbed her in the back, she did that shadow move to just turn around instantly and see where you were.
But I'm still holding her.
Yeah, but she still can attack.
Okay.
So basically, she went away, but stayed inside your arms and just spun.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Oh, that's so much
You are
better.
going to take
Thank you.
No,
necrotic
like
damage.
like you cough and now your voice is normal because you just had something in your throat was the joke.
It's still there.
20 points of necrotic damage.
Play with me.
I am. I'm almost dying, too.
Oh, well.
If only we had a cleric.
There are 3 skirmishers still up, so they're going to each...
What are you laughing at?
It's going to be 1 attack at all... Okra...
Okra welcomes the
Do
challenge.
you guys all have written down the +1 to AC, by the way?
Yes.
Okra, Ahrin, and Grizz. 1 attack each.
And we all fall down.
It doesn't look like it.
Okra's only taking 2 damage. Just saying. Okra's doing pretty good.
34
Oh,
damage.
good for you.
6, 14
What?
against your AC.
That matches.
So that hits.
Great.
And 7. Okay.
Come on!
And I need you to make a dexterity save again, Ahrin, at advantage. Oops.
13?
Okay, that passes. So you just get hit with the comma for 8 slashing damage, halved to 4.
You get
Okay.
hit
Down to
hit with
10
the-
hit points.
You get hit with the comma and you take a short pause, then you continue on.
And
I
then she
started
sings,
at
comma, comma,
67.
comma, chameleon.
44.
Okay.
I already made that
I
joke.
thought it was musical night.
It is, apparently.
Back to the top of the order.
Oh, my.
Oh, they need skirmishers.
Oh,
need
yeah.
to take your damage.
Stabbing gnome dudes.
I suppose they do.
Oh, boy.
No, none of them pass 18. It was a 16.
That's 12 points of damage from my boys.
Your boys clean up the 3 skirmishers that are left. So your boys pull the
Can
sashes
we
off
stop
their
calling
robes.
them his boys?
No,
No, because they
please?
pull the garrets off of their, or the belts off of their robes and garret the 3
Oh,
others
no.
to death.
No, belts need to stay on.
And now the little ones stand
No.
arms akimbo waiting.
No.
They're wearing robes anyway, so the belts weren't really doing anything besides accentuating their waists. I would
Robes come
imagine.
open when their belts are removed.
We'll see on
wait,
next
it,
time.
it depends on whether it's an over-the-head robe or a wrap-around robe.
Oh,
This is like in Japanese
that's,
style or
It's in the most revealing style of robe.
kimono style.
In the Japanese
It's in the
style.
Japanese style.
Since it's Sam, it's somehow assless, too.
No, this is just frontless.
Stop
It's
You
your
look
turn,
so
Teresa.
delighted.
The only one up is the Shadow Dancer.
And we'll see. No,
Although, like I said, there was a big horde of these things, like a few hundred feet behind them, that were marching in step toward you guys. But this was the party, seemingly, that was trying to intercept the ships.
Okay, so I'm going to.
He-Man, look at my beltless robe and despair.
Didn't he have a robe like this too?
Has my rubber chicken caught up to us?
No, definitely not.
Not yet.
Moves 20 feet a turn, so.
Well, I will cast Sacred Flame on
Okay.
the Shadow Dancer.
But that means your
It's
sword
not.
You're
goes away.
within melee, so that's going to be at
Another
disadvantage. 'Cause
concentration
it's a ranged
spell.
attack.
Oh.
It's gonna arrive at the last possible moment and save us all. The chicken ex
The
machina.
rubber, the spectral rubber chicken.
Chicken ex machina.
Then I shall not
Please
do
laugh.
that because I don't like disadvantage. So I will charge up my dagger and I will stab with it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'll do that. That is a
That's
2
a 2.
plus a 4.
6.
But don't I get advantage for her being grappled?
Yeah.
It's not part of the grappled. Just can't move. Nope, that's it. Okay. Unless you got a bonus action or something, that's the end of your turn.
It shall be the end.
All right. That would be Okra.
Now, I don't have any other attacks other than this Fist of Four Thunders thing. Can I?
You can remove the thunder effect.
Okay, cool.
And use it just as a monk strike, I guess.
Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna punch.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just going to kill your friends.
right.
I'm a punk.
Specifically, my god.
Mhm.
Yeah. 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that's a D10. 10 damage.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this time right into the stomach of this Shadow Dancer.
Okra finally connected.
And Ahrin, you can feel the impact of that punch push you back just about a foot, but it's your turn. And you still have her grappled. She didn't try to get out of the grapple at all.
She likes it.
Stop.
She wanted to attack.
You are the creepiest character.
And not he doesn't mean Teresa.
Well, I can't imagine that I'm able to use my axe while I'm having her grapple.
Yeah, you can only use a one-handed because it technically it takes one hand. You can grapple with one hand. If you had a one-handed weapon, you could use it while grappling, but not a two-handed.
I think I can't use my axe one-handed.
No, not a
Not
great
a great
axe.
axe, no.
Okay. Okay. Well, I could bite her.
Do it.
I don't think
Chomp,
we've done
chomp.
that yet.
I
Chomp,
mean, it's
chomp.
not very exciting. I bite
Yes,
her.
it is. It's
Okay.
biting.
I bite her really hard.
Yeah, if you're successfully
Take off an
grappling,
ear.
it's automatic, right?
It's been a while
Yes.
since you've brushed your teeth, though, right?
She gets-
Infection.
Lots of kale stuck in there.
yeah,
Fiber.
she's definitely gonna need a tetanus shot now. I don't.
So how does a bite
Arn has that.
ferocity die plus something?
You have to get anyway. No.
What's the bite attack do?
Damage equal to the damage I roll on my ferocity die.
Okay.
So like a
Ferocity.
D6 basically.
Yeah, but it hits automatically.
Yeah. 6.
Yes.
And then I can use a bonus action on subsequent turns to deal the same damage for as long as the creature remains grappled.
So you just like bite down and stay there until you decide
Yeah,
to,
like
to let go.
a terrier. Yeah.
It's very tender.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I
what
would
does
call
it take?
something very
Does that an
terrier
action or a
would be
bonus
better.
action to bite?
Uh-huh.
Is it an action or a bonus action to bite?
It just says when you successfully grapple. Oh, it says bonus action.
So you can still punch if you want.
Yeah, I'll punch also.
You can punch twice.
Real hard.
Technically.
What's my modifier on that?
Your strength and proficiency.
Okay. 13.
Nope. First one misses.
This one is a 24.
Yeah. And that just deals damage equal to your 1 plus your strength modifier. So
5.
yeah, so you punch and bite this shadow dancer to death.
Oh no!
We are so freaking orcish right now. This is the best day ever.
Yeah.
Spit out some blood
Except
to
for
remain
you.
vegetarian.
Except for Terry.
Yeah.
You fight like an elf.
In case you were
Hey.
wondering,
You're an orc.
it's not a
Right
not
now.
a good taste.
I wouldn't
Nah.
expect so.
Kind of
is for you,
black
Amy.
blood.
This is why we're vegetarians.
Come on, let us run back to the boat so we can have salads.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Date Night Podcast with me, Eva. If you like the show, we could really use your help to spread the word. Share the show with a friend or family member who you think might enjoy the story, or the characters, or the items, or the game. You can also help by following us on social media like Twitter at D8 Night Podcast and sharing our posts from there. That's also the best way to follow our giveaways and announcements about the show. Now, back to the action.
So you start, these die. You see then after she drops, there's some behind the front line that kind of are marching in step with small bucklers and the flails that they have.
Run away!
You see a volley of javelins behind getting ready to be thrown.
Oop, time to fuck off.
Yeah. So
Yeah, unless
everybody
anyone has
make
any
an
really good healing spells.
athletics check as you rush to the boat.
I'm so sorry. I should have picked another cleric.
Is that what modifier is that?
Strength if you don't have an athletics skill.
17.
Does this mean that I'm not dashing and I'm just running?
21.
It's up to you.
I'm sorry, what are we rolling for? I rolled an 8.
Athletics plus strength.
8.
2.
Okay.
21.
That attack against you is a 1, so that's not going to hit.
Sweet.
One of the javelins at you is going to be 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Something finally hit me.
7 piercing damage.
It missed
Reduced to 3.
Javelin sticks in your back.
Oh!
And you keep running.
Part of being a great warrior is being good at running away.
And with that,
I have so much to learn.
with that, the portal opens and Ahrin disappears as the three of you near the
Our
dock.
God has abandoned us.
Yet again.
Despair!
But as,
Despair!
as
Ahrin is dead and I killed her.
What?
Can we attack him?
Please. We trip him and leave him.
as you well
That's really up to date.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Teresa. Yes. Somebody's tripping you. I guess it's a contest. You roll a dex check against his saving throw.
It's a 12.
13.
All right, Ahrin, just as you go through the portal, you see
You
them
see your followers abandon all faith.
nearing the docks as the last of the villagers are getting on and the ship is starting to move toward the end of the dock. The two of them running ahead as she trips Teresa, stumbles only by 1, so stumbles a little bit and falls behind the rest of the group. But looks like there's a chance Teresa will make the ship. But you don't know. You're teleported back. It's the middle of one of the fungal structures inside the new Spore City, and your other friends that you're used to
Hey,
traveling
Huntress, can
with
you not?
are asleep. Until you come
Bloody hell!
in and
What are you yelling about?
into the room in the middle of yelling that.
Hey.
And
Oh,
we're,
hi, guys.
we're back.
Where were you this time?
I told you she'd come back.
Okay, I'm down to 10 hit points. I kind of just collapse as soon as I land.
Yeah,
and I'm done
Ahrin
yelling.
shows up covered. Her mouth is covered in blood, but she's got looks like a chain had been wrapped around her, Looks like she's been lashed, cut open, with blades too. I mean, she's bleeding pretty badly.
Oh, hi, guys.
You guys pretty much had just started going to sleep.
Cure wounds.
Which one of my characters is in this room?
Zev.
Okay.
You're having an
Ulu's
identity
stayed-
crisis?
I know.
Is this our first initial rest? Once getting
Yeah,
back
you
from...
haven't rested since you've been back. You were just starting to go to sleep. It's been a few hours since you had your shroom trip with Umu, and you had basically debriefed Zev and Henna about what had happened, and Henna had showed you the map and explained the rest of your route to the rest of you, which I could potentially do for the listeners who can't see the map, I guess, right? Who has the map?
Me?
Did it get passed around yet?
No.
All right.
I didn't realize I was supposed to be passing it
Thank
around.
you.
Well, I'll talk through it, and then we can pass it. So, Henna had told all of you except Ahrin. Oh, you started filling in where you've been already?
Yes.
Cool. That your next part of the journey we talked about was to go down the Sporey Gone Trail to Old Spore City, take the Dark River down to what used to be Zidraz, which was the, she explains to you, was her city, her drow city at one point, but now there's no life there anymore after it had been flooded by the Dark River. Most of the buildings there, she says, are underwater, and only the tallest ones are still sticking out, or the southernmost ones. Then you'd have to take the night march all the way to Red Rock, where she says there are Azers who the drow used to fight, and the night march was their battleground, so they had walls on either side of it. She says the Azers are still there, but they're enslaved by an Afriti, last she knew. Okay. But they had debriefed, or Henna and Zev had kind of told Grease Wizard and Kira about that, and Kira and the Grease Wizard told them about their goat trip. And then they were getting ready to go to sleep and starting to drift off maybe when Ahrin poofed into the room again.
Then I healed her for a measly 8 hit points with 2 spell slots.
Okay.
But since we are going to sleep now, and I did have 1 more left. 3 more.
Ooh.
2s and then 1.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
you can sleep better now.
Is there anything you want to say when Ahrin pops back in? Or
Ah!
I knew you'd be back.
Well, do I remember everything now?
You do, yeah. So this is the first time you've come back and remembered the in-between spaces. Like we said, you probably remembered your childhood and stuff leading up to before you
Yeah.
started disappearing. But now you remember each time where you've been seemingly years apart on this island of Manasseh.
Well, I know where I've been going now.
Oh,
That's great. Can
Well,
we go
that's-
back to sleep now?
Yeah, cool. No.
Sorry.
Go ahead and get your rest. That does seem more important
Nobody
than
had a
mess
rough
with Kira's
day.
sleep
the
schedule.
fate of my people. No, yeah. Go ahead.
We can talk more in the morning. We're
My
not leaving
tribe
yet.
is being wiped out, but go ahead and catch some Z's, Kira. I'll catch up with you later.
You said you were tired too. Because you said you collapsed.
I mean, I was down to 10 hit points.
But these orcs, they seemed like they would get away.
I mean, I did my best. I've been going back to help them, and I remember it all now. And it's been so many years apart, so many years that I've missed, and I don't know what's going to happen to them next.
well,
Well, good night.
all right.
I was already asleep. Can we just talk about this in the morning and tell her everything else too?
All right.
Okay.
I'm fine.
And you weren't asleep yet, probably, Grease Wizard. You were probably dealing with your buddy.
I did my buddy before I went into the trip.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So
That's right.
as much as I'd love to goof you out of
An extra day.
an extra day, I
Yeah,
will not.
that's right. You did, because it had been long enough. Okay, so everybody bunks down to sleep in the relative safety of a sort of civilization here, and you're able to get your long rests in.
And so that takes away 1 level of exhaustion, right?
It does.
That gets me back up to full, right?
Full health, yep. And if you've expended any hit dice, some of you did, you get half of your total hit dice back. If
Do
that
I-
takes you back to full, you're back to full.
Do I get my ferocity dice back?
Yes, on a long rest you do. You might on a short rest, but you definitely do on a long rest.
All right, so can we stay here 1 more day? Because,
Please.
I got to sleep. I'm tired. That trip really... It was a bad trip for me, personally.
I'm
One
never
more
doing
day?
drugs again.
Yes.
Do I remember what happened in the... No, I don't remember what happened
You
in the
just know
goat.
the stomach.
Yeah, the last you remembered was the giant tapeworm. Did you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I remember. And talking to the thing. And
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we switched to the heart is
Yeah,
when the
that's
switch
when.
happened. Okay. Yeah, so you remember
So-
being in the stomach.
The next day, can I ask them to catch me up?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
I
we
missed
catch
the
each
whole
other up.
goat? Come on.
It was pretty cool being inside a goat again.
This is the next day, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Zev
it's
is
the next
scared.
day now.
Well, that's kind of cool that you finally know where you're from. Sorry, I was really grumpy last night. I was really tired.
Is the other me like cool at least?
She seems nice.
Yeah,
She's not
she's all right.
really loud though, but she seems
She didn't
nice
really
otherwise.
do too much.
I don't know. I haven't met her.
You're all useless.
Well, it's like at least she was here.
Oh, got her.
Kira, I know you have some
Kira's
issues you need to
abandonment
work
issues.
through, but I don't think you need to take it out on me, okay?
I mean, nobody took Zev anywhere, but
And Hen
You
is
didn't
still
come.
sleeping, by the way.
I wasn't
through
invited.
everything.
Of course, yeah.
I
We're
scoot
all
away
having
from
like a
Malkovich.
messy
You and
family
your-
breakfast
you and your
where
moose
we're all
person.
like yelling at each other over the OJ, and Hannah's just like sleeping in the corner.
She's sleeping through it.
All right, so we spend the day here, just kind of chilling.
Yeah, you get word that the spore folk will send some help along with you along the Sporey Gone Trail.
I'm not.
Stop
I'm
saying
not rolling
Sporey
another
Gone
character.
No. But Sam, you have a mushroom person you had built this past week, right? That you're playing alongside your Grease Wizard.
Of course I do. I mean, of course I do. His name is Paul.
Totally not made up this second.
He has a red hat with white spots on it.
So he's an Amanita.
No,
Yes.
he's a toad stool.
So yeah, Paul.
Yeah, we all need at least 3 different
Yeah,
characters at
you've
this
got
point.
Paul, and who else did you have? Who were your 3rd and 4th characters you were bringing? No, I think we're gonna get back to. You can pass that around to anybody who hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm map illiterate, which I think is also in character for Ahrin, so...
I think I'm just joking. I think we're back to an actual normal party with all of these diversions that we've had that have been fun, but hard to track, obviously.
Okay.
I want to say goodbye to Umu.
Yeah, you're going to have some time to do that.
Bye, Umu.
Bye, Umu.
I super
Umu,
don't want to hug you,
You've
but...
been told you're basically going to stay here and complete some training. That's why you came. That was the first step to doing that. And they may have some tasks. You had come from the Moonglade,
The moon
which was one of the
The Umoon Glade.
Ugh.
which was the village Stern and Kira had visited that was having a festival where you brought the wine. You were there very briefly. But the tree wardens there were trying to stop the blight from encroaching, and you realized you guys had to flee the city,
Okay.
basically.
Real quick, when you say me, if you're using pronouns, I'm like 4 different people.
Umu.
Okay,
Umu.
Umu was there.
And Umu's hoping to be able to go back and cleanse the grove near the Moonglade whenever all this blight stuff has been worked out, because even after, if the mission of everybody else is successful, it doesn't mean that the grove is going to be healed right away. So you're hoping to get some training to be able to do that if things go well, if you have that chance. Or if not, this might be your new place.
I welcome the honor.
So, it's if you guys want to say any parting words with Umu, that's up to you.
Bye, Umu. It's been a real time.
It's been real.
Oh, goodbye, little buddies. And he pats each one of you on the head.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, well, hold on. I am like 6'5".
And I'm 7'6".
Do
You
those
got me
mushrooms
there.
last?
Huh?
Do those mushrooms last?
They're like good berries, right?
Yeah, they last for like a day.
Oh.
I can give you some more.
Yuck.
Thank you, Umu.
You're very welcome. I know you're going into some dark times ahead, but don't forget that the power of friendship will see you through the darkest of caverns.
Thank you, Umu.
That's beautiful, buddy.
I don't know. I'm not good at this inspirational shit.
All right.
All right, bye, Umu.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Umu.
Bye,
Good luck on your
guys.
quest.
All right.
I hope you
Thank
find your dad.
Maybe I'll see you again on the surface.
See you on the flippity flip.
If you aren't all killed horrifically.
And it gives you a secret handshake that you guys were working out in the back at some point. That's great.
See you on the
Ooms.
flip-flop.
See you, Ooms. All right.
Oh, Rizzle, my shizzle.
Whatever that means. All right. So you spend a day in town talking to Umu, resting up, talking about the logistics of the trip across the Sporey Gone Trail. You hear that
The Sporey Trail.
he just got it.
I do not feel very bright right now. Been playing too much Umu.
perfect.
It almost killed Sam the first time. What did
The-
you think he was laughing at?
The moment he's back to one
Here's the
character,
thing.
he's
I
free
may
to
have
get
gotten.
it.
I may have gotten it the last time we said it, but I've completely forgotten it. I have been playing entirely too much Umu.
4 hours later.
I have 5 fingers again.
Well, you've had 3 characters
Only
today.
5.
5 per hand.
And Ahrin's had... Well, no, Ahrin still had 2. Just a different 2. So everybody's had multiple characters today. That's what it
It's
feels...
only 7.
That's what it feels like being a GM, by the way. You've had your first taste. You got to be multiple characters. You got to run stat blocks in combat.
Sure. Ran them so well.
Thank
So
you.
You've had a practice. You've DM'd before, Sam, and Eva.
Yeah, I'll stick with being a player,
Okay.
which I've told you multiple
But
times.
You had a
before.
shot at almost some of the things a DM has to do.
I'd like to DM, but I'm still terrified.
It's fun. So anyway, but you hear that they send water to Old Spore City from here because the water there is it's no good. Even for the Amanita that live there that tend to be able to survive toxicity, which is the only reason some of them have stayed. They actually help clean the place up by filtering some of the water and things there.
Toxicity.
But they still need the fresh water basically to survive.
I hear they eat seeds as a pastime activity.
Yeah, to try and clear the toxicity of their city.
Yeah.
What is this?
What? Do you own the world?
We're old people. This
Yeah,
is an old person
these
reference.
are just lyrics from the same song. But basically, there's 2 roads that go to Old Spore City, and they're just called the High Road and the Low Road. And the High Road is where they take the water back, and it used to run on a rail. This was all part of the old mine, but the wench at the top, near where Old Spore City is out of service.
Winch.
I'm pretty sure they call that serving woman.
No, they call it the
I was about to
wench.
say, what's her name?
The wench or the winch?
I should say, when you've had conversations with the Amanita who are telling you this, I'm trying to go over like I was going to play some of this out, but I'm just going to try and summarize it. They say the winch. They say the wench that pulls the carts is out of service.
Okay.
Wench like serving woman type
Yes.
thing. Okay.
So they tend to hook up oxen to a wagon and run it up the high road. Then the return trip for those carts, after the supplies are there, the empties, come down the low road, because the low road is gravity run. So they just let the cart go, and it runs the low road all the way back to the city.
Do they ever bring the oxen back, or is it just new ones every time?
They have like the
They put the oxen in the empty carts.
yeah, the carts are water wagons. They're like covered and they hold a bunch of water. But when they're empty, the door flips down and they turn into like these almost Conestoga looking cattle wagon type things. And the door becomes the ramp. The oxen walk in and they slide down and take this ride, this roller coaster ride.
All the oxen get back with eyes,
Yeah.
like saucer plates.
And then they run them up the other wench. And they take you over there, and you see why they're calling them the wenches. They're called the two wenches. They are winches inside, but they're built into like the stomach of these big dwarven women statues, beer-bellied metal, which have the Rock Seeker seal on the side of them.
Darren is really missing out right now.
And you get
He's
the
not
idea
here. Don't do the voice.
that they used to be. We need you to be him too. That's what they used to be called. It's written in Dwarven on there. I don't know if anybody can read that, but they give you the idea. These have always been called the wenches, the twin wenches. And she still works, but all she does is pull the wagons up about 800 feet from way down below on the low road and bring them back up to surface level. But the problem is, they say the wagons haven't been coming back. So they don't know.
Read Dwarfish.
You can?
Mhm.
Okay, so you see.
Since when?
I can always. Well, Gnomish uses the Dwarfish script.
But that's not necessarily
Still not the same language.
French uses the same English script.
It just uses the same letters. So you
You
might be
can't
able to
read
get
Dwarfish
wench,
because
but
when
you
we
can't
had
get the whole inscription anyway.
Okay, then never mind.
But they say they haven't been coming back. They run them every 2 or 3 days. Now they've been trying to run them every day because they're not sure if Old Spore City is getting the water. So they don't know if the problem's on the way there or on the way back. There's one fort that they have, sort of. It's not really. It's kind of like a refueling, or not a refueling, but like a layover spot on the trail where you can go and kind of water the oxen and stuff and give them a break and rest inside away from any Underdark creatures because it has a fortified wall. But it's too far away for any of the scouts to have seen. They've run quick scouting missions a little bit on the high road and the low road, and it's nothing particularly close to New Spore City that's doing this. But the scouts only run out as far as they can go and get back within, 8 hours or so. And that's as far as they're kind of willing to risk. Again, nothing has come back. It's not empty wagons. It's just they're supposed to get them back a few days. It's about a 5-day trip to Old Spore City and about a day or less back on the low road. But nothing's been back for the past 3 or 4 trips that should have been. So that's basically what you find out. They say there's one leaving. They're asking if you would go with it, with the wagon. It would give you something that you could ride along on this trip, which wouldn't necessarily speed things up a whole lot, but it would keep you in water so that you wouldn't have to go into your reserves and you could save those for the rest of your journey down the Dark River. So that's basically what they want to know, if you'll try and guard the wagons in exchange for, since you're going that way, in exchange for being able to use the water.
Yeah, why not?
Can we leave it after I can get one more long rest?
Yeah, it's leaving the next day.
Oh, it's leaving the next day. Perfect. Yep, of course. We'll do it. I'll do it. You guys in?
Let the underbellies be soft.
Huh?
if we run into rolling squirrel creatures, will their underbellies be soft this time?
Oh, well, you're going to be moving a lot slower this time than on Max's wagon with these regular,
Is that
oxen.
some kind of prayer?
Sure.
Yes.
It's a
May the
reference.
underbellies of my enemies be soft,
In that case,
and my arrows be true. The prayer of the Lord.
Okay, so Zev, are you in?
I'm in.
All right.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm in.
All right. Long rest.
Yeah.
Right.
One more.
I
Is
thought
this
you
a
said amen.
significant one for Clippy, or is it?
That is when.
What are you
amen.
feeding Clippy?
Some sweat.
Okay.
Blood,
Good.
sweat, and tears.
I hate Clippy so much. I just
So you go through your normal ritual
need
with
one to help
Clippy. About how far along are you in that?
11 days.
All right, about a third of the way there. Can I see your stats and the temperaments real quick? See
Yeah, I've marked them.
if Clippy is.
disgusting. Yes, he is.
You can see my key on the right of the page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to just glance at that. It looks like a lot of blood,
Yeah.
and then just kind of mixing all the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rotating through the other
So
ones.
Clippy has been getting happier and happier. His mules have been more frequent. You can start to almost see a Cheshire cat-like smile on his face as he's taking form.
Yes.
Everyone, look, he's smiling.
Look at it,
No.
Is there anything else anybody else needs to do on the kind of downtime?
Does anyone here look like they have money?
I'm flipping through my
That
book
I can
again.
scam them
They-
out of.
They do trade with anybody who traverses the Underdark, so they have some actual money. It doesn't look like it's something they use for themselves inside this city very much, but they might use it to buy supplies from outsiders who come in or trade with them just as a convenience. The travel through here, you've noticed in the day and a half or so that you've been here, has been negligible. It looks like they probably did a lot more business in their old city when the Drow were still here in the Underdark. Henna says that sometimes they would come trade with the other Spore folk. So not a whole lot in terms of wealth inside this town.
I don't see anyone that looks worth my time.
Okay.
Sleep, sleep, sleep.
I tuck my coin bag a little bit deeper into my bag.
Okay.
I say none of this to you.
Is the
I'm
yeah, but you have that shady look
Cluelessly.
in your eyes.
then I am cluelessly reading through my journal again.
Do we have? Is there any way I can send a messenger or something to try and get an idea of like where in time my village is right now? Or is that too far away?
You would know how far away it was, I guess, like just based on the world map, because it's a big island. So it's not super far from Lamoche. It's another southern island. I'll bring out the map.
Oh, I thought her place was in like the Feywild or something.
That's one of my many places.
Okay.
That was kind of we never established where Ahrin was exactly from, but Amma is definitely
Alma's from the Feywild.
goes to the Feywild, or came from the Feywild.
Ahrin is from this world, but a different part of
And
it.
we've definitely, I've had to kind of play with some of that stuff.
So the Bloodfang state was at one time a power in the Orcish nation,
Yes, but not on this island.
not on this island. Okay.
Because this world is very big.
Okay, I found
Map, 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 map,
this.
map.
This
map,
is
map.
Lamoche.
Okay. Oh no, it's so
This
small.
is Manasseh, which
Okay.
seems far away because one's on the east side, one's on the. But world's round and everything.
You could go around.
So
No,
it's
that
not.
looks
Is it?
flat.
Oh, yeah.
That's a flat world.
That looks flat to me.
It's a cylinder
It's a
world.
cylinder
Yeah, we live on that. So, to the west, sometimes you would raid or other clans, because you guys were in the middle. That's where Middlemarch is in Manasseh. These are the Dead Men, where the Shatterkai came from. These are Red Plume.
You're holding it directly behind the microphone.
This is a purple
Dead
and
man.
white sock. This is a purple and white sock.
Red Plume, Middlemarch is in between. That's where the bay was, where you just were.
Okay.
You guys would raid up to the peninsula, to these islands, but occasionally over here to the Teeth. These are the Lich's Teeth. So you would come near Lamosh. Maybe you share a heritage with the other orcs of Lamosh, potentially. There was some trading that went on there.
Is there any way I can send a message there? Or some kind of scout or like anything?
You can roll an investigation check to look around the new Spore City and see who's around.
You can get GW to send some more Amanita.
Yeah, I don't...
People of
He could barely get one for his dumb cause. I don't think he's going to be able to help me out. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
was that
I did.
investigation?
Yeah.
16.
That's pretty good. You do a little bit of talking with some of the Amanita, who are the ones you can talk to without having to ingest any spores.
Thank you.
And you find one who goes back and forth to Parmelia, which is the big mushroom city that's kind of above ground. It's one of the mushroom... it's basically like the above ground capital, and Old Spore City used to be the below ground capital. And he says he goes back and forth there, and people are not moving through there as much with the blight, but it's definitely more active than here. So he would try and take a message for you to give to somebody, who's actually doing some traveling, but no promises that it's going to find its way there. Where should the information come back to? He asks, like if they can find out. Or are you just trying to find somebody who knows about what's going on Manasseh, or are you trying to send them a message?
Well, I feel like I would be able... I've asked before, and no one has known much about what's going on elsewhere.
Right.
So I feel like it would be hard to find that, because no one has known anything about where I'm from.
This would be tough.
I mean, it's also possible that when Ahrin was asking questions about it earlier, she was mixing up memories of hers and Alma's.
Right.
So, and like kind of combining them so that it would have been all wrong, but still.
You wouldn't think... based on the size of what was left of the clans that you saw, that anybody probably would have heard of the Bloodfangs anymore off of the island. But you definitely know that name would have carried something in your day.
So, okay. So where in time am I? And
You're now?
when am I, and when are they, and when is the last time I saw them?
I have a headache.
Yeah.
Because things weren't complicated enough.
We'll use that 16 as the intelligence check, I guess, instead, right?
Okay.
So I think what Ahrin can maybe start to piece together is the idea that she was definitely in the past when she first teleported here, and she's been catching up, if you know what I mean, as she keeps going back to that time. These aren't the correct numbers, but imagine Ahrin initially teleported 500 years into the future.
Got it.
Into this land. Then she's gone back. First, she missed a week. Then she missed a month. Then 10. And she's slowly, time here is catching up to what she knows of the other world. But you had forgotten all those other things, so it was a huge difference. That as Manasseh there, you've said that to other people, trying to ask about your homeland and talk about, I'm one of the Bloodfangs, I'm from Manasseh. Nobody knows the name of an island now with the name Manasseh.
Got it. Okay. So what I'm trying to figure out is if the battle that I just did is happening at the same time as what I'm doing now.
That you're not sure yet.
So that's what I was trying to find out.
Right. You've been catching up faster and faster, but you just went back again. So you don't know if that's your last trip back.
Yeah.
You know, or if next time you're going to jump another 200 years.
Okay, well, I guess there isn't really anyone here who can help me.
If you've seen any world maps since you've been back, which it's possible that you could have, that's called the Overdark.
Okay.
If you talk to any of them, they would know, especially Kira, having come from the Western Wilds. That island to the south of the cradle is now known as the Overdark.
Okay. Well, can I ask any of these Underdark creatures if they would head on over to the Overdark for me and give me an update, or should I just wait until I have a better means of sending a message? Or
They
like
might.
a pigeon.
Yeah, that's true.
like a pigeon.
You probably, I mean, you get the idea that these spories don't run in like the largest of circles.
Okay, I'll just hold off until I can get some help from someone else.
Okay. But yeah, it was probably good to explain kind of what's going on a little bit because
Yeah, I kind of got that, but I wasn't sure if they had lined up yet or.
yeah. I don't think Ahrin would necessarily quite know if
No,
there, but
she
you could
wouldn't.
definitely feel the momentum like reaching a peak in the way that you traveled, kind of.
Okay, since I remember it now.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else?
No.
You'll get another long rest. Is anybody not full on hit dice after the last rest? You probably would be now. And you would remove that second level of exhaustion if you had it. So you should be all back.
To full.
Is Spell Squirrel full?
Yes. Cure Wounds, Ensnaring Strike, and Thunder Wave.
Did you guys want to change anything in the Spell Squirrel before you set out?
No.
Before you take that other rest, I would assume.
Well, not that I could
would
do
have been
anything
when
about
you-
it if I did want to.
Ahrin casts Axe into the Spell Squirrel.
Well,
And kills it.
I've got third level spells now. So, any of those?
We'd
Wait,
have to
we'd
replace
need to
all of them.
empty it. Yeah.
Perhaps a couple of cure wounds.
Take off Ensnaring Strike.
That's what I would do.
Do we have to like plug it into a USB or something
Since
to like
we're-
upload them?
Since we are leaving
you
Uma
gotta
behind.
Feed
cast
him
it
an
into a
acorn.
nut, and it eats the nut.
Do we have
I was joking.
acorns?
Yeah, you picked up some acorns for this guy for sure.
Okay. I can change mine to Cure Wounds then. Can we retcon this to last time?
Yeah, that's what I
Yesterday.
figured you guys would do it before you rested. If you're going to make any changes.
Do
All
we
right.
want to
Just
keep
kinda
Thunderwave then?
Bookkeeping stuff.
Yeah, why not?
So a Thunderwave and 2 number 1 Cure Wounds.
Yes.
Spell Squirrel up to date. The other bookkeeping, because we're probably going to not set out on this journey. It's almost like 7:30. Would be you should check and see how many magic items you have attuned to you. You can only have 3. So I think on your sheet, Sam, you have 3. Unless there's something that's not on that sheet that's attuned to you.
So, like, what does that mean? Attune.
If they say requires attunement, you can only have 3 attuned at any one time. I looked on the computer, and I think you only have 3 on your packet, but I don't know if you have any others on your sheet.
And I don't think I have Tashi's life siphon actually attuned.
Well, I mean, if you use it, it has to be attuned.
Right.
I know you never used it, but if you wanted to attune it on this rest, you could if you have an empty slot. Ahrin, I don't think. I think she has 2. The axe and the cornhole bag, I think, are attuned.
I also have the Wand of Scowls, but I've never used that.
That
And
doesn't require attunement.
Cape of Command?
I don't think it does.
Okay, then yeah, I'm good. Because that's all my magic items.
I'm good.
My Politer Smiter is the best item I've ever gotten.
Requires attunement.
The staff does. Yeah.
No, not the staff. The Wee Sam and the Benevolence.
Oh,
Wee-yee.
yeah, yeah.
Why haven't you brought Sam out recently?
He could have given you some lightning resist in the.
I just have this sword.
Yeah.
Because he does like 1 damage at a time, and I totally forgot about him because, no offense, he's kind of useless at this point.
Well, you don't need to.
But he's still
You
your
could
little
sell him.
buddy.
I'll take him if you don't like him. I'll give you Tashi's life siphon.
And how would you attune him?
You can attune on a long rest. That's a way you could trade things.
I'm at max on.
I haven't had the chance to use my Politer Smiter on stun for a long time.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just looking at my cute drawing I drew of it with a smiley face, and I'm just kind of disappointed I haven't seen that in a long time.
Well, you can always put it into smiley mode to keep you company.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
haven't gotten to do my Midwestern accent in a long time.
Kind of anticlimactic, maybe, but I think that's a good place to.
Wait, do we have all of our wagon wheels on our axles? Do we need medicine? Are we
And
going to get
cut.
dysentery?
And scene.
Yep, I think that's it.
Da-da-da-da-da-dun.
Do we have 20 pounds of lard? I want 20 pounds of lard.
Okay.
I want a wagon wheel.
Okay.
Just one?
I don't know. I was like 6 when I played this
You
game.
take some extra supplies for yourselves on the trip.
I don't have a clue.
Ask for an extra wagon wheel, a little bit of extra food.
Oh, no, wait. Lard is animal fat. No!
And
that's where we'll leave it.
All right. Good night.
Thanks for sharing our date night with us and exploring a whole new world together. We'll see you again next week. Until then, keep in touch by following us on Twitter at Date Night Podcast or visiting datenightpodcast.com.